Get ready for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. It's still
Welcome, everybody. Your March 1st, 2012 edition, episode number 107 of the Still Real Tough Show. Welcome. 107 straight weeks of doing the show. We haven't missed a single show since the day we started. That is dedication, my friends. That is dedication. I am the champ, Jeff Peck. Always on this show, kicking it with you, talking wrestling for the next hour or so. And joining me this week, Redneck Revolution, please rise up. As the one and only Captain Obvious joins me. Captain, how are we this week, my man?
Doing wonderful. Not a lot of not a lot of Matt Hardy news in the world this week. So I know you have me on for my opinions and observations on the rest of the wrestling world. And something for you fans out there, I know you guys don't know this or not, but Jeff Peck has the entire show scripted out on his wrist right now.
I do. It's all on my wrist. I actually had to, I'm moving my long sleeves down right now so I could take a look at it. That's how I do it every week. And now The Rock is stealing my gimmick. It really pisses me off, to be honest with you. And I actually saw somebody mention through the channels that The Rock's wrists now has a Twitter page. Leave it to Twitter, Captain Obvious, where The Rock's wrists can now have their own Twitter page.
Well, I think somebody even came up with Cena's missing balls as a Twitter page also. So Something else for you guys might want to check out.
I'm going to go with the wrist over the balls. Mark it for everybody. Captain Obvious, we are now 4 weeks. 4 shows remain as of right after this show. 4 shows left. So this is the 5 including this one. 4 weeks left until WrestleMania 28. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of different stuff here. Road to WrestleMania 28. We're going to be doing our pregame show the Thursday before WrestleMania, our post-WrestleMania show after WrestleMania 28. It's a crazy time for wrestling, a good time for this show, great time for wrestling fans. The build-up is slowly taking place, as we saw on Monday Night Raw. Let's get it right out on the open right now, Eric, Captain. This past Monday night, we saw John Cena own The Rock on the mic again. This time, The Rock was there. According to reports from WrestleChat.net, that is the point of this whole John Cena Rock stuff. Is their hopes is that come Miami, 50-50, that arena is chanting 50% Rock, 50% Cena. I don't think that's still going to happen, one. They could try all they want. Last week, John Cena had a killer promo. Great promo. And The Rock comes out in Portland, Oregon, and the roof just explodes. John Cena walks out. They boo like crazy. It's still not 50-50. It's not even 85-15. It could be 90-10. It is still heavily favored in The Rock's favor right this second. Captain, when we get closer here, April 1st, 2012, Miami, Florida, Rock and Cena, they enter the ring. Is it going to be 50-50? Mind you, this is The Rock's hometown. And it's his second return match since leaving back in 2004. His first back in Survivor Series at MSG, where he got a huge ovation. I was there. I heard it. Captain, can the WWE really pull off? And do you think, come April 1st, 2012, a month from today, that we will be seeing a 50-50 split in Miami, Florida at WrestleMania?
No, if you believe that, I can also find you a bridge out in the Sahara to sell you. I think it's going to be more. Cena's going to have his fans. He always does. It's the younger generation. The younger generation of fans that are there are going to be pro Cena just because they don't really remember The Rock. This is like their first glimpse of what The Rock really was, and that's kind of what WWE's hoping to capitalize on here. You're seeing them let Cena get the best of him. Maybe not even maybe Cena really is getting the best of The Rock in a couple of these promos. But that's the demographic they're trying to keep on the Cena side, is that younger generation and the women, because they, when kids scream and women scream, it's pretty freaking loud.
Yeah, I mean, he has his faithful. I mean, and you know what? I know the internet is heavily against John Cena for whatever reason. I am not one of those people. I'm not a fan of the John Cena character. I don't wear the hustle, loyalty, respect T-shirts or the rise above the hate. I get it. He is more of a character that's more prone to children. I'm a bigger Rock fan than John Cena. I don't hate the guy. But there's people out there that actually hate John Cena. There's people that I follow on Twitter that hate John Cena. Wrestling fans that I know that hate John Cena. People that have been on this show that hate John Cena who are giving him props after these promos. Captain, this past Monday night on Raw, Rock's in the ring, cuts his promo. Cena comes out. Cena calls him out on the wrist stuff, which I want to get to momentarily. He leaves the ring. Rock kind of looks flustered. Do you think that really happened legitimately, or is this, and I say this because this is the Still Real to Us show, it's Still Real to Us, damn it, or is it scripted that The Rock looks flustered? Because he is an actor. Let's be honest here. Technically, they both are, if you were a big fan of The Marine and that movie he did with Danny Glover. But that being said, is it legitimate that John Cena got the best of The Rock that night, or is it a scripted legitimate that he got the best of The Rock that night?
I'm tending to lean more on the legitimate side, only because I don't think the creative staff is that good of writers. I don't think they can really plan this out that well and have it come off that well. I'm one of maybe the few people in the minority here that actually I think there's actual legitimate beef between these two guys. Like, I don't really think they actually like each other at all. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I remember one time I ran into the Freebirds and Bill Watts at a Circle K at the same time, and they were hanging out literally 2 hours after they just beat the hell of each other. So I have no illusions of what goes on behind the scenes, but Cena, I think the wrist thing was legitimate. I think he pointed out something that, caught The Rock off guard, because I don't really think The Rock is known for stammering and stuttering. Like, we've seen him in verbal confrontations before with Chris Jericho, guys who are really good on the microphone, and he always kept his cool. But this time when he got called out, and I tend to think it was not planned, he was thrown, like legitimately thrown off his game, and he may have had a comeback for whatever Cena said. It took him a while to get back on track and get to that point at the end of his promo there.
I agree with some of the things you're saying there, but I'm going to go on this premise saying that what we like in wrestling lately, and you go back in June of this past back in 2011, CM Punk's promo. It was real. It felt real. It felt legitimate. Some of the things he probably said he felt. It was emotion. But we tend to find out later that the promo was partially scripted, that there was points he needed to make, that he needed to make a point about John Laurinaitis because John Laurinaitis was going to be a eventual character on television, which led to what we have now today. Things like Colt Cabana, that never panned out, sadly. He never became a WWE wrestler again. But we found out as weeks went on, months went on, that while it felt like a shoot, it was a work shoot. I think this is the same premise that the WWE is trying to evoke right now. They want us to sit here today. They want the people that listen to our podcast, read our tweets, you watch Wrestling Wiz. They want you to feel like these two guys legitimately hate one another. Because what do we love in wrestling? We love real-life emotion. The closest thing to it this past decade could be the Kevin Steen-El Generico feud. You legitimately felt like they hated one another, that El Generico had his backstabbed by his best friend. Other times, legitimate heat between one another. Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. And you watch that Bret versus Shawn DVD, Captain, And those two guys come out and say that they did some of the stuff that they did to work the crowd because they knew that at the end of the day, the payday that they could get for a match between them would be worth it. The pay-per-view buy rate, the ratings, the sales would be huge. I think The Rock and John Cena are doing this to do the same exact thing, that they want us to feel like they hate one another. There's no reason why either one of these guys should dislike one another.